Hi, welcome to Magic Mondays. I'm Mark Pocan. We're in the middle of the summer legislative season in Washington, which means we have bills like Fast Track Authority for Trade, highway funding, appropriation bills. And when you have big bills like that up, often both sides of an issue will tell you they have enough votes, and clearly that can't be. But it's a perception game. It's putting out the bravado that you have the support so that your squishier supporters might stick with you even though you may not have the votes lined up. And you have to have good perception to tell who's really got them lined up and who's just hoping they have them lined up. Let me show you what I mean about perception with a little magic trick. I have a paddle and a dry erase marker here, and I'm just going to put 3 X's on each side of the paddle here. And what we're going to do is use those in just a second. But let me just show you the paddle, all right? I've got the 3 on each side. And what I'm going to do is just get rid of one of these X's. Now you might think that there's now 5 X's, 3 on one side and 2 on the other. But what's interesting is whatever happens on one side of the paddle happens on the other side of the paddle. Now I know that might be confusing, so let me just go ahead and start over. I'm just going to get rid of one of the X's, all right? And you show again, what happens on one side of the paddle happens on the other side. Let me get rid of a second X. We'll have the exact same thing to show you. But that's still, I feel like I'm going a little fast. So let me just start all over when I had 2 X's, all right? I'm just going to get rid of one of the X's. And you can see that it's on the same way on both sides of the paddle. But what is really important isn't just that they're the same on both sides, but that this X is here and it's not, well, I guess it is here. Let me put that back. Sometimes you can actually take that X and just flick it onto the other side and it does that. But let me just get rid of that X completely and show you something. So when there's no X on the paddle whatsoever, I still have some ink on my hand. You can actually just throw that ink on and the X goes right back onto the paddle. And I think what's really interesting about that is people never really quite expect that. But what I find most interesting is if you want to get rid of that X, what happens is it works because you're using a magic marker, and that's why you have magic. I hope you enjoyed this week's Magic Monday, and I will see you next Monday.